Hello, my name is Maggie. Today we're going to be doing a top 5 with an honorary mention of books to get you out of a slump. I've never been in a slump, thankfully, and let's just get into it. So the first one, I actually thought that, not that it would really help anybody, but if you really like romance, I thought that this book would actually maybe help you, but any book by this author would actually maybe help. And I thought Dear John would maybe help you by Nicholas Sparks. And I actually remember it was either this one or the last song that I read by him first. I think it might have been this one, actually. Not that I was in a slump at the time, because at the time it was like, I want to say like 2009. 2010 maybe, when I read this or the last song, but I don't even remember, so I'll have to reread this, and the last song too, and the rest of his books that I've actually read, and yeah, I literally just thought that it was like, maybe a quick read, and it's only, let me see, hold on, over 300 pages, so kind of a quick read, but you know. This next book I actually read within 2 weeks. I keep saying this every time that I mention it on my channel. And the copy that I'm gonna hold up in a minute, I haven't like read it. I mean, I've read the book, but not this particular copy, because this is the UK copy that I got off of Book Depository, and it's Eleanor Park by Rowell. So I actually read the American hardcover way back when, and let me see, because obviously the UK paperback is going to be less pages, but this comes at, I just passed it, 325 pages, so the American hardcover could be a different total number from this, so there you go. This next book is actually a really short book. I read it gonna go on 3 years now, and this is a really short read. It's actually kind of funny because this author is actually a YouTuber. She was an author before she became a YouTuber, and not really YouTuber, but booktuber. But you know what I mean. But she's written loads of books other than this one, and the sequel is very, very short as well. And the book I'm talking about is Weird Things Customers Say in Bookshops by Campbell. Weird books. And obviously the guy saying, do you have any books by Jane Eyre? Which is a bit of a stupid question, because Jane Eyre is a book, not an author. But I actually thought that it was actually really funny. So, and actually Jen worked in a bookshop. This got damaged. Oh my god, I just noticed that. Oh my god, I've damaged my own book, which is really sad right there. Anyway. But I really thought that these were actually really funny, because they're quick, they're funny, they need to be read more, and people need to check out Jen more as well. And this next book I want to talk about really quickly. This is going to be the honorary mention. I actually read it last year, or the year before, I forget. I think last March, after the movie came out in November of 2017. But I literally just loved it so much that I want everyone to literally just read it anyway, whether or not you're in a slump. But it's really just so amazing, because no matter what type of disability or like just dysfunctional thing that you have in your life, whether it's another person or your own life, I literally just want you to fucking read this book, okay? This book I'm talking about is Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and I literally just loved this book. If you know what it's about, like if you've read the synopsis of this book, read it. If you watch the movie before reading this book, I'm gonna kill you, but read it anyway. Just read it. Okay? Okay. I don't mean to get all the Fault in Our Stars on you, but this next book, I try not to put trilogies or series on this list, but this is the only one that I have for like a trilogy. And I read the first 2 books. I read the first book last year. No, I read it a few months ago. Well, not last year. And the second book as well. And I saw the movie after I read the first book. I liked it somewhat. I'll have to watch it again to literally clarify. And then I've actually read her previous trilogy before I read this one. And obviously before it came out. Her other trilogy before this trilogy came out. And with this trilogy, I like it so far, even though I haven't read the 3rd book yet. And, yeah. And the book I'm talking about is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This is literally... Well, the first book, the American copy, is 355 pages. Lol. But yeah, I read Jenny's The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy, and I think I liked it. I read it way back in like 2013, 2014, 2015, I don't remember. But read both of her books, yeah, book series and trilogies, whatever. But yeah, I literally just recommend all of these books. Okay? Okay. Speaking of which, okay. This book I'm actually holding in my hands right now, I read way back in 2014, and I read it before the movie came out, and obviously I'm a big, huge John Green fan. Obviously, if you haven't seen my channel by now, that, I literally just love this book, and John, and Hank, his brother, and their channel, and John's books, even though I've only read 3. And I've yet to read Hank's book so far, and the rest of John's books, and whatever. And the book I'm talking about is The Fault in Our Stars, this is my exclusive collector's edition. And, yeah. I literally just loved this book. I'm sorry to say that I don't even think that I cried when I first read it. Sorry. And actually, when I first saw the movie, I think I saw it like the weekend after, or the week of, that it came out, and was just like, I'm not gonna cry. And then every time after I've watched it, like, I literally just cried. When she fucking goes into the hospital, spoiler alert, but every time that she goes into the hospital, I'm like, oh my god, just... read this book. Read all of these books. Okay. Okay. Well, if you read the book, let me know in the comments. And you know what the okay reference is. And yes. For this next book, I tried not to put the same author on this list. I tried very hard not to put another John Green book on this list. But I'm gonna have to do this with Rowell, because I literally just love, I liked this book that I'm holding right now, and it was a very good read, and I read it twice. Both times it took me like a month to read, but who cares. And the book I'm talking about is my exclusive collector's edition of Fangirl. I didn't read this particular copy either, but I read the original with the green, not this color green, but a different kind of green, you know what I mean, green, and I literally liked this book. I actually just heard that Carry On's sequel, whatever you want to call it, is gonna get a release date in September, 7 months after my birthday. Lol. And, yeah. So, anyway, I really recommend Fangirl by Rowell. If you didn't know, when I was holding up. Anyway, and that is it for the next video. I will see you next Friday and or Saturday. And that is it. Goodbye!